Hi everybody and welcome back. My name is Michael and I am training for a half Ironman, a real race actually, and I'm super excited to finally officially announce it. I've been so hesitant to do that because over the past 18 months we've just seen race after race get canceled, but it is finally starting to feel like races are about to happen in North America, and that is such a great feeling. Now, if you know the race I'm doing just by the thumbnail when you clicked on this video, go ahead and throw it down in the comments below. A couple things though before we get to the race announcement. First, right now I am heading to the pool for the very first time in about 15 months. So 15 months I haven't swam. I know I've called myself a triathlete, but in all actuality I've pretty much just been a duathlete with all the swimming and biking that I've been doing. So finally going to be jumping back into the pool. Really looking forward to that, even though I know the shoulders are not going to feel very good tomorrow. All right, once we get done swimming, I have a ramp test tomorrow. So I'm going to do my swim, I'm going to do my ramp test, and we're going to come back together in a couple days. I'm going to let you know what race I'm going to be doing in just a little over a month from today. Let's go. First swim done, initial reaction, I think the shoulders are gonna be a little bit sore. Good start to the week. I will be back with you guys tomorrow in the ramp test. Let's go. All right, everybody, today is ramp test day, my last ramp test prior to my first 70.3 in over 18 months. So if you're not familiar with what a ramp test is, it's pretty much a bike fitness test that's trying to figure out approximately how much power can you withstand putting out on the bike over an entire hour duration. It's a ramp test though, so every minute it gradually gets harder and harder and harder until you can no longer pedal the bike. You gotta go as hard as you can. Don't give up, let your body give up first. It's a very hard test, but something I very much look forward to doing every single time just to see how much fitness have I gained over time. And a lot of times it's just a few watts here and there, but over the course of a year and multiple years in my case, they start to add up. So just a little bit of background so that you know where I'm coming from. My last test was at 308 watts. That's where I'm at today. But my training has been really run heavy, and I've been doing just about 3 bike workouts a week. Interested to see though if my run training, some of that cardiovascular strength that I've been building up is going to pay off. Just a week ago I ran my best 10K run yet. Check that video out. I'll post a link to it somewhere here in the video or at the end of the video. So a new 10K PR, a lot of run fitness right now. How's that going to translate to the bike with limited training? Very interested to find out myself. Let's get going.
All right, so we just skipped a lot of the easy stuff. Starting to get closer to my current threshold, 308. It's going to get a lot harder. Let's go. Heart rate's on the rise now. 152 and going up. Here we go. Um, I don't know what just happened. That's not representative of my training or my fitness level or my mental strength right now, but something obviously just didn't work. I know there's a lot of fatigue. Last week wasn't exactly a rest week. Definitely have some fatigue in the body. Have to go back and evaluate what the heck just happened, because that wasn't the result I was looking for. But the legs were just burning early. The legs were burning really early, and really early on, I was just not. I was always under the target power, not quite where I wanted to be. So there's going to be some things to learn from today. First thing is, every day is not a PR, and I get that, and it makes sense. It's part of the process. I still know my bike fitness is in a really strong place. So we'll just have to take some notes and get better from here.
All right, everybody, it has been a couple days since that ramp test that you just saw, and I want to give you a couple takeaways after I've had a chance to reflect on it and talk with my coach as well. The first is from a technical perspective. I approached that completely wrong, and that's not something I usually get wrong. I've done a whole bunch of ramp tests, but if you go back and watch the video, as I was going above my threshold of about 308 watts, I downshifted, and my cadence was drastically too low for where I should have been. That, in combination, of course, probably with a little bit of lingering fatigue, probably contributed to the dead legs, the tired legs that I shared with you just a minute ago at the conclusion of that test. Probably should have been in a lighter gear, spinning at a much higher cadence. 90 to 100 RPM at that point in the test would have been a much more appropriate cadence for me to hold, and something when I went back and looked at other ramp tests, exactly what I've done in the past. So this ramp test from a technical perspective was different than others I've done in the past. And the second takeaway I had to share with you from that test is how I've decided to move forward. So immediately after that test, I texted my coach. I let him know that this test didn't just go as well as I had hoped, and I didn't get an FTP increase. I didn't see the fitness boost that I was hoping to realize. And his response back to me was perfect. He said, "It's just okay. It's just one test. We don't want to let one test ruin or forfeit all the work we've put in to training so far in my base, and we also don't want to let it ruin my future workouts as well." That advice is probably the most perfect advice I could have heard at the time, because the very next day was a tempo 10K interval run workout. Not letting one bad workout, one bad day, compound into something worse, a second bad day or a third bad day. Before you know it, if you let that happen to you, you're having a bad week. And that was something I was very focused about, not allowing that to happen to me. And so far, so good. Training is back on schedule. I'm leaving my FTP right where it was, and we're moving forward as if that ramp test never happened. All right, in the theme of moving forward, let me also share with you, very excited to do it, my next 70.3 and my first race in over 18 months is going to be St. George, Utah on May 1st. And I'm very excited to be going to this race, aside from it being the first 70.3 I'm doing in a year and a half, for a bunch of reasons. But the swim is in a reservoir that's clear, so water that'll be able to see a good amount of distance in. That's the first for me. It also has an amazing scenic bike route that includes a climb up Snow Canyon, which I believe is about 5 miles long, about 5 or 6% average gradient, with some really good pitches of 7, 8, 9% in there as well. So a lot of climbing, and the run is also going to be hilly. So it's probably not a race where I'm going to PR, but it's going to be a race where I get to go out, First time in 18 months, and have a lot of fun. Say welcome back to triathlon, and I couldn't be more excited to be doing that. Coming up in my next video, I have a 70.3 race simulation where on the bike and the run, I'll be doing a workout that's very specific to what I'm hoping to pull off at 70.3 St. George. Then I also am planning a video going over my final prep, getting everything packed up, getting it ready, and getting my bike shipped out to 70.3 St. George. And then lastly, kind of finishing off this little 70.3 St. George mini series will be the race itself. The race and then a little bit of a race analysis to follow. If any of that sounds exciting to you, please make sure to hit that subscribe button below so that you can follow along. And if you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.